Breaking news right now at noon, a body believed to be buried in the backyard of a St. Cloud home. Good afternoon, I'm Sarah Panko. Strong storms rolled through central Florida, leaving dozens of people without electricity. Thank you for joining us live at 5 on News 13. I'm Sarah Panko. Months after Hurricane Matthew damaged the Flagler Beach Pier, many loved ones still haven't found their personalized planks that were destroyed during the storm. Some of you have a long holiday weekend, so let's get you out of the house and into some fun. First, let's get a check on your weather. Maureen McCann is live in the Weather Center. And Maureen, we saw some rain on the radar, but hopefully that won't last all weekend. Joel, One Blood officials tell me they are beyond capacity, but they will continue to stay open for as long as they can. Take a look at this line. We drove on this, and A1A was 2 lanes. Take a look. It is now maybe a lane and a half. You can see where the road has completely washed away underneath. This is actually a piece of coral. And this is how officials say you know that the water came really high, because normally you can only find this buried underneath the sand or in the water, and now it's all over A1A. As you can see, parts of this street are still flooded all the way into people's driveways, right outside of people's garages and into their backyard. And take a look to give you a perspective of how high the water got. This mailbox is now almost completely buried. Earlier this morning, I did see an officer patrolling this apartment complex. After an oyster is shucked, Claremont Oyster Bar collects these shells. Second search took place in an apartment here on Parkwood Street near Groveland Elementary School. The apartment complex is within 1,000 feet of the school. Volunteers wash about 6 loads of laundry on Friday and then give the clothes back to the kids in this bag at the end of the day. Severi city officials hope by this fall the new excursion train will be departing from here. And they say this fast-pitch softball brings in millions of dollars here locally. During the 6-week class, dogs learned simple commands like sit and some tricks. High five. Good boy, Kraken. This very large oak tree split in half and fell on the homeowner's pool enclosure. Joel, One Blood officials tell me they are beyond capacity, but they will continue to stay open for as long as they can. Take a look at this line. It wraps around the building. Some of the people donating today say they knew the victims.
Yeah, it's very close to home. I didn't realize that.
Nicole Santala says she worked at Pulse and says after hearing some of her friends were shot, she decided to support them by donating blood.
This community is my family, and for my friends, bartenders, employees, managers of the club, even the DJs, I mean everyone that was just there, it's devastating.
Santalo was one of the hundreds of people who waited in line at One Blood's headquarters on Commodity Circle. We visited several sites where One Blood officials say the response was tremendous. People even dropped off food, drinks, and suntan lotion for those waiting in line.
It's just been amazing. We haven't seen anything like this since 9/11, and we've been up most of the night along with these donors getting blood in and manufacturing it to send out to the hospitals.
One Blood officials say they're looking for O negative, O positive, and AB plasma, but since they're at capacity, they're asking people to make an appointment and give over the next few days. For Santala, it's something she says she had to do.
And I just can't believe that this happened. So I'm here to support my friends and my family.
Again, they say if you do plan to come out here today, be prepared to wait for a couple more hours. They will stay open for as long as they can. Live in Orlando, Sarah Panko, News 13. Mike Alger says it's his dad that inspired his love for flying.
We were always talking about airplanes, and he would take me to fly-ins and things like that.
Mike is one of about 600 pilots who volunteer their own time, planes, and fuel for Angel Flight Southeast. The nonprofit offers free flights for adults and kids that need to see doctors who aren't close by.
I get to fly my plane, and I get to help somebody in the process, and there's just nothing better than that, to fly with a purpose.
The pilots call them missions. Since 2012, Mike has completed 25 missions in this plane for Angel Flight Southeast. When he's not in the sky, Mike's back on the ground fighting flames as a Mount Dora firefighter. That's where he met up with his next passenger, Chris Nataline.
Chris, Mike Alger, nice to meet you.
Who was diagnosed with lung cancer 6 years ago.
If it wasn't for Angel Flights, I wouldn't be able to get my medicine. So these people are saving other people's lives all the time, and they're not asking for anything in return.
For Mike, he knows his mom, who passed away from cancer, is with him on every flight after he met his first passenger named Joan.
And that's significant because that was my mother's name.
Mike Alger, everyday hero. For News 13, I'm Sarah Panko.